Welcome to the Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. Here's your host, Morgan Colby and Rick Lemon.
What's going on, Fantasy Champs? My name's Morgan Colby. I got Rick Lemon with me, as always, Ricardo. It's good to have you back, dude. Last week was just so boring.
Thanks, bro. It was boring for me.
Rapid fire right now. I don't even know if you have this ability. Give me your top 5 running backs right now.
McCaffrey.
Okay.
I love how I say that before Jonathan Taylor. Does this have to be in order?
Yeah. Of course it has to be in order.
Okay. Taylor 1.
Yeah.
McCaffrey 2.
Okay.
In PPR, I think Eckler 3.
Ooh.
Dalvin, Najee.
Dalvin and then where do
maybe
you got
Derrick Henry.
Where do you got Derrick Henry ranked?
6.
Oh, okay. See, we're in the same boat. Wow.
I would take all those players before I drafted Derrick Henry.
Yikes.
Those top 5 guys.
Well, anyway, there's Rick's running back rankings. Maybe next show I'll ask him about his quarterbacks. That's probably really
I think I did a whole list, but I...
Oh, you put it in the actual show notes? Let's go.
Yeah, I thought I did.
Well, anyway, welcome to the pod. Today we are going to do a rookie... Oh, God, see, I'm so used to the offseason, man. Rookie mock draft. We are going to do a regular mock draft, our 5th of sorts, since we started doing these regular mock drafts. So mock draft 5.0. And we're going to give you our best thoughts, best strategies on how to approach the draft. At some point, we should both do it in the same draft. 0 running back and see what we can come away with. But anyway, so we'll try to give you the best strategies. Before we do that, check our website, fantasychampions.com. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Follow us on all those social media platforms. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or any other podcast platforms, please leave a review and then share this podcast with your friends. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, like, and comment down below any questions you may have for us. Also, I tweeted out, if you go to our Twitter, the FF Champs, and DM us if you're interested in managing social media, because we need somebody to manage our Instagram.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
And manage our Twitter. And do those things, and then if we can get Rick and myself to figure out how to record TikToks, that would be great. You guys can get some extra content. It really, I think we had almost. That could be wrong. I'm not going to say that live, but anyway. So yes, if you're a social media manager and you like doing that stuff and you love fantasy football, message us on social media and let us know. All right, Rick, you ready to get this draft started?
Yep.
All right, we're doing half PPR, normal draft, 12 team. Why is it still 10 teams? What the frick? Changing it now. Hold on. Save. None of my information saved from the last time I did this. Okay, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, audience. I literally started this and nothing. Whatever. Anyway. Let's turn my iPad volume all the way down so that you can't hear these weird sounds, and get this thing started. So we are doing a half PPR 12-team draft. I'm picking at pick 2. Rick is picking at pick 1, and let's get this party started with Rick as the first overall selection.
I always have these darn sound effects on. I'm turning that off. I think the easy one I want is Jonathan Taylor. RB1 last year.
Okay.
In his prime. He was RB6 as a rookie. So don't want to think about that one too much.
I'm really in our home league. I'm drafting at this same selection, 1-2, and I'm really, really, really desperately hoping that the guy who's picking 1 is dumb enough to pick Christian McCaffrey.
Probably not. Who's picking 1?
Christian.
Oh, I mean, maybe.
Yeah, so it's a possibility. If it happens, I will probably sprint around my brother's backyard half naked. With so much joy and excitement. And I don't think anybody wants to see it.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to see that, but I could see it happening.
But anyway, Jonathan Taylor is a great pick. 101, obviously. I have been having some conundrums with this second pick. I don't want Henry.
We can trade picks
with other people.
I'm talking about me and you.
Oh, well, what pick are you?
I'm pick 9.
Oh, see you later. Oh, I want your second if you're going to trade me that pick. My God.
I mean, I'm cool with pick 9. There's a strategy.
I
can
have everyone here if I wanted to. But anyway, I'm definitely going running back. I don't typically leave the first round of a redraft league without a running back. Like if I'm going into a league and I paid money into it, or I really care, and that's what you guys want to know, is how I would approach this. I'm drafting a running back. It's not even close.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go.
You already spent over a minute.
Yeah, it's me talking my way out of things. So I could go. McCaffrey is probably the clear number 2 choice. I don't.
Who else would you pick?
I would consider Austin Eckler and Dalvin Cook. It's too early for Najee. But
I take back what I said earlier too, because after I said I was like, maybe not. I'd probably have Derrick Henry in my top 5 still. I think I'd put him ahead of Najee, but yeah.
So I just don't know. Like, yeah, I'm gonna take Christian McCaffrey. That's
okay. So we took over 2 minutes to figure out the obvious pick.
Okay, in the home league, okay, what would you do if you were at 2? Take Christian McCaffrey or
yes?
Is it even a question for you?
Yes. No. Nope.
Okay.
I have him a tier above everybody else. Taylor and McCaffrey are a tier above everybody else. Oh,
that's tough. But anyway, after my pick, Austin Eckler, Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, 5 running backs first. And then you had Cooper Kupp at 1-6, Jamar Chase, Travis Kelce, Najee Harris, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Joe Mixon. We're seeing this consistent theme as we've gone along in mock drafts in the offseason. Travis Kelce, way too high, by the way. Is that the oof?
It was one of them, yeah.
Okay. But you're seeing last year, I think the first 8 or 9 picks in redraft mocks for us were almost always running backs. This year you have 4 wide receivers and a tight end coming off the board in this mock. So running backs are gonna not be as scarce in the second and third round as they normally are, which is a good thing. Especially if you're like late first, like you're Rick in your team 9, and say Najee's off the board, he doesn't get taken. You could reasonably draft like a Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, and then flip into that second round and take, a Nick Chubb, DeAndre Swift, Saquon Barkley, and be okay with that. But anyway, so after moving into the second round, we had Alvin Kamara, Stefon Diggs, DeAndre Swift, Nick Chubb, Josh Allen at the 2-5. Was that the other off?
That was another one.
Team 8.
Team 8.
Tight end
I love Team 10. That's my favorite team.
Probably the least valuable position.
Yeah, that's really gross.
Then we have Barkley at 2-6, Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb, Debo, and then Mark Andrews at the 2-10. So my pick comes back up, and I have a couple of different options here, and I've actually kind of flip-flopped a little bit. I could go wide receiver, but I'm going to take the risk here on the guy that I think I might take. I'm going to let you draft Javonte. And
okay.
I'm going to take Aaron Jones.
I don't hate that. I would have taken Aaron Jones if you would have taken Javonte. I do not hate that. But thank you very much, because I prefer Javonte, so I'll do that first.
So I take Aaron Jones. I've kind of the last couple of days done a little bit, not of a 180, because I do like him. And if I can snag him in the third round, like I'll do that. But nothing changed besides Devontae Adams leaving, so their offense might be slightly less efficient. Yeah. But Aaron Jones is going to be Aaron Jones. Like he's going to be RB9 to RB12.
It's going to be very heavy in the passing game
so
as well.
It's safer. Like this Christian McCaffrey, Aaron Jones thing is a little bit. I would say if you draft McCaffrey, draft a safer running back that you can rely upon. I don't love the Jones pick, but I think he's a much, much safer pick than Javonte. Javonte literally could just split 50-50 and crush our souls and end up the RB15.
I know. He's definitely the riskier of the two picks. Now, this is an interesting one. I kind of need a receiver here, but I also really, really like Leonard Fournette, who was the RB6 last year. But Fournette did show up to training camp kind of fat.
I'm scared because
really fat.
I listen to the fantasy footballers. I listen to some other podcasts, and they're all like, Fournette, great value, let's go. And I'm like, yeah, but he looks like he's 175 pounds.
Yeah.
375 pounds, not 175.
Really good.
I would prefer if he was 175 pounds.
I mean, he was RB6 in PPR in just 14 games. He missed 3 games, and he was still the RB6. So,
yeah, he was, and there's no Ronald Jones.
Ridiculous. There is no Ronald Jones. They did draft Rashad White, who might take away some of the passing work for him, which I would be a little nervous about. Mm-hmm. But that's it. I don't like A.J. Brown. I'm out on A.J. Brown. So to me, the pick becomes one of the Bucks, Fournette or Mike Evans. Mike Evans is the top available receiver for me, and then Fournette is the best overall player, but I really don't need a running back.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take Mike Evans.
I took
Cam Akers. Okay.
I was going to take AJ.
Not a bad pick.
Stop myself. I got my risk running back here. 3 running backs. I'm going with this approach, and I want to see what happens.
I don't hate it at all, but the way the draft is this year and the running backs you can get a little bit later on, that's the reason I didn't pull a trigger on that.
So after my pick, 3-3, A.J. Brown, Keenan Allen, Leonard Fournette, Kyle Pitts, Patrick Mahomes, Terry McLaurin, T. Higgins, George Kittle, Deontay Johnson, Breece Hall, Antonio Gibson, Justin Herbert. Then you have Ezekiel Elliott, Jalen Waddle, Dobbins, Montgomery, Josh Jacobs, DK Metcalf, James Conner, and then Travis Etienne. There's still some good running backs too, by the way. But I gotta at this point I gotta go receiver. I'm gonna snag myself some DJ Moore at pick 47.
My guy, unfortunately.
And I already have
interesting.
I already have another guy I love. We'll see what Rick does with his 2 back-to-backs and probably shows up.
I'm gonna go Michael Pittman first.
Oh,
you took DJ Moore from me.
That's fair.
He can't say anything. Zeke there at the 4-3. I was just looking at the board.
Oh my God, Zeke's at 4-3.
Yeah, that's not bad. James Conner at 4-9 and Etienne at 4-10. I like James Conner though, especially at 4-9. I love that value.
Wait, you said Zeke. Zeke went and
4-3. Yeah. Team 10.
Sorry, I was looking.
Team 10's kind of lit. I mean, Kittle's not a great pick, but so now this is and I've said this before on this show, and I will continue to say it until we know. If I knew what Deshaun Watson's suspension was going to be, I probably would take Amari Cooper. Like, if he was only going to be suspended 4 games, I would draft Amari Cooper. But he could be suspended 10 games or 12 games or something like that. Today I did see this report.
6-8.
Oh, so I saw 4-6.
Oh God, 4-6.
See, there's a.
Can we not NFL? The Patriots play the Browns in Week 6. Can we not?
But either way, I kind of just want to stay away from Amari Cooper at this ADP just because of that. Underdog, he's a lot better of a value. I think he's like 25 spots lower than this. And I'm okay with taking him there. This is just a little high just because I don't know Watson's situation. So probably take him out. There's a couple guys off the board that I like at this spot. Did I do it? Yeah, I'll take Jared Judy.
You got really, really quiet there for a second. All right, you took the guy I was going to take, and I don't want nothing to do with anybody else. All right,
quarterback.
I can either
Waller. You go off the board. There's a player there's a couple players off the board that I would take if I were you.
The silence is bone chilling.
You got I'm not
going to take Kyler.
Okay.
Quarterback.
If you were going to take a quarterback there.
What the heck just happened?
I don't mind.
Kyler, Lamar, Joe Burrow right in a row. I'm trying something different. I'm going to step outside the box here for a second. I still need a second wide receiver. But I take Kyler Murray. After my pick, we have Lamar, Joe Burrow, Darren Waller, Cortland Sutton, Chris Godwin. I was going to take Cortland Sutton, by the way. Take the counterpart to Jerry Jeudy. But then you have Dalton Schultz, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Marquise Hollywood-Brown, Allen Robinson. We had Mitchell, Sanders, Thomas, Williams, St. Brown, Harris, Dillon, Jalen Hurts, TJ Hawkinson, and then Kenneth Walker. Is he a junior?
Wait, what?
The third. I think
Kenneth Walker. I'm not sure.
But anyway,
he's the third. Yes,
at this point I got to go wide receiver. I don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I have Hopkins, Brandon Cooks, Adam Thielen, Treylon Burks. I'm gonna go Darnell Mooney for Chicago, and take him and get my second wide receiver. Three receivers. I need another running back kid.
I like D-Hop at this spot, but 6-game suspension is kind of tough. So I feel like, do I really want to do that?
Right.
I'll take Brandon Cooks to start.
Okay.
And then I'll go off the board and take Bateman. So now I'm loaded at the wide receiver position. And I'm
going to take Juju.
All set there. Okay, there you go. Yeah, not
Juju.
bad.
It's a gross pick.
Not bad. Look at that run on receivers, bro.
Oh, God, I thought I was going to be able to snipe Elijah Moore from you.
That's not going to happen.
That wasn't going to happen. So anyway, after my pick, Adam Thielen, Treylon Burks, DeAndre Hopkins, Drake London, Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, Cordero Patterson, Dak Prescott, Dallas Goedert, Tom Brady. Gee, when we both pick at the turn, Rick, over here, it's a lot of picks. Kareem Hunt, Tony Pollard, Tyler Lockett. If you're keeping up, listening, all the power to you. Then we got Devin Singletary, Devonta Smith, Aaron Rodgers, Hunter Renfrow, Gabe Davis, and Isaiah Spiller. That's high.
A high. Yeah.
I saw that name and I was like, what? Okay. So I took 3 running backs. Maybe at some point I should take another guy. But I'm going to go receiver again. And I've been actually hearing some interesting rumblings about Chase Claypool, so I'm going to take him here.
Okay.
So
interesting.
I guess they're looking at Deontay's out. They're not contracting. They're not negotiating a contract with Deontay Johnson this year, so he's still going to get his in 2022. But there's a chance that he leaves next year. Good chance, because the Steelers believe they have their guys in Chase Claypool and George Pickens. So
interesting.
We'll see where that goes.
Chase Claypool. It's funny. I actually, looking back on it, probably should have went Leonard Fournette there. Or Cam Akers, a running back,
after you roasted me.
Crazy wide receivers, yeah. So not bad at all. I'm gonna start with my boy Dawson Knox, of course, have to.
Yep.
Oh gosh, the running backs here are just so gross. I could go quarterback.
Okay.
With a safe bet with like a Matt Stafford. But yeah, this is all at this point.
Yeah.
Especially if I go running back here. I'll just take the safe bet and go Chase Edmonds.
Oh. Okay.
I don't like it. But if you look at the running backs available, there's not exactly. I thought about Penny, but the problem with Penny is he might be in the worst offense in the league history.
Okay, that's rude.
And then James Cook. It was really James Cook grad.
I'm gonna take Brandon Ayuk here. All right, so rounding.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
So I take Brandon Ayuk at 9-2. Like the opportunity and the upside. James Cook at 9-3, Chris Olave, Pat Freiermuth, Zach Ertz, Robert Woods, Matt Stafford, Rashad Penny, Christian Watson, Mike Gesicki, Trey Lance at the turn, Sky Moore, and then we have Christian Kirk, Ramondre Stevenson, Michael Carter, Melvin Gordon, Allen Lazard, Jamison Williams, James Robinson, Deshaun Watson, and then Michael Gallup, and then Deshaun Watson. Why did you just grunt?
Would you have taken Deshaun Watson here?
No.
Okay. I would have thought about it. Because if he's only going to get suspended 4 or 5 games, that's kind of not a bad spot.
We're in the 10th, right?
10th round? Yeah. End of the 10th. 10th to 11th.
I'm going to take Komet.
It's not awful. Okay, good pick. I'll take it, Tony.
Need to give myself a tight end. Oh. Rick flashing it.
Do I take Derek Carr? It's so gross. So gross. But he was a quarterback 13 last year, and then he just added Devontae Adams. So screw it.
That was like the hardest pick. I'm going to take Russell Gage. Look at these gross picks.
Yeah, both are very gross.
Can I talk about how like Tampa doesn't have anything left? Chris Godwin's gonna start the season on the PUP, which is 4 weeks, and then most likely miss like 2 or 3 weeks after that. It's like Mike Evans and Russell Gage.
It's Mike. Yeah, Gage until Godwin gets back. But I think when Godwin gets back, Gage is gonna kind of take a back seat. But
hey, listen, 11th round pick.
No, I actually liked it. That's good value. Good value in the 11th round.
11-3, we got Tyler Boyd, Hunter Henry, Kirk Cousins, Jarvis Landry, Ronald Jones, Rob Gronkowski, Damian Pierce, Tua Tagovailoa, way too high. 11th round is way too high for Tua. Kenny Golladay, Albert Okungawamba, MVS, and then we have Madison, White, Smith, Hines, Fields, Henderson, Pickens, Aguilar. I don't even know how to say anybody. And then Rondale Moore. I got some interesting picks. So at this point, you want to like kind of round. You have like for Rick and I both. We both have 3 picks left. So you just kind of want to round out your roster. I usually like to take some deeper picks. Hardman would be one of those as a potential. Who knows?
Sure.
I get enough Chiefs wide receivers. Who's the other one? Sky Moore. I didn't draft him.
Yeah. But, you can get him.
I could.
No, I think he already went. Yeah, he went in the 10th round.
Yep.
I actually have. You're gonna hate this. I'm not gonna do it, but I'm developing pro takes on Jahan Dotson because I like them pre-draft.
Ooh.
And Curtis Samuel's always injured, so I feel like he's going to be the clear number 2 receiver. And Carson Wentz isn't good, but he had 26 touchdowns last year, a decent season. So I don't mind Jahan Dotson. I'm not going to take him though. I took Derek Carr, so my strat. Got to take the young upside quarterback there with Trevor Lawrence.
Whoa.
And then when can you draft an RB1 on the team in the 13th round? Give me Marlon Mack.
You disgusting.
I'm hyping up my garbage picks.
I know. I was going to take a running back. Not that one.
You're going to take a different one?
I'm going to take Gainwell.
Okay.
He'll probably be cut.
Yeah.
After my pick, I had Myers, McKissick, Dotson, Winston, Njoku, Tim Patrick, DJ Chark, Devontae Parker, and we got Mostert, Font, Jalen Tolbert, Matt Ryan, Higbee, Jones, Mac Jones, Alec Pierce, Robert Tonyan, Khalil Herbert, Darrell Williams, and then we have Gus Edwards and Hayden Hurst. Mac Jones is ADPing in drafts.
Why?
Inside the 15 rounds.
Why?
Holy crap.
Doesn't make sense.
All right. And then I have a guy that I'm going to take here. I'll take Van Jefferson. Got to get around.
To go to.
Just get around.
I have a question since we're Patriots guys. Would you rather Jacoby Myers or Devontae Parker?
Devontae Parker.
I agree. I agree with that.
Not close for me.
He has more upside than Myers. Is just he is what he is.
Yeah.
I really want to go Odell here because I feel like once he signs with the team, it's going to be worth it. I'm going a little crazy here. Joe Everett.
Whoa!
Tight end for the Chargers. Give me that Justin Herbert season. Let's go. Need a backup tight end.
He drafted a backup tight end. Oh my god!
In the last round, okay.
All right. So, my roster: Kyler Murray, Christian McCaffrey, Aaron Jones, DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet, Cam Akers, Juju Smith-Schuster, rounding up the starting lineup, and then I have Claypool, Ayuk, Gage, Hardman, Gainwell, and Jefferson on the bench. Rick's over here with
solid squad.
Yeah, so my team or your team?
Yeah, your team.
My team's all right. And then Rick had Derek Carr, Jonathan Taylor, Javonte Williams, Mike Evans, Michael Pittman, Dawson Knox, Jerry Jeudy, Brandon Cooks, starting lineup there. That's not bad. Brandon Cooks, you got to get that out of your mind. Rashad Bateman.
It's seventh round, pretty much.
Chase Edmonds, Kadarius Tooney, Trevor Lawrence, Marlon Mack, and Gerald Everett. See, I never like your benches, to be fair.
Sorry, I hate Van Jefferson and McCole Hardman. You draft them every time.
Bruh, what's wrong with that? They ain't no downside.
No, I know. There's no downside in Marlon Mack either. You know? You don't like Kadarius Toney?
I didn't point out Marlon Mack. You drafted Gerald
Trevor
Everett.
Lawrence? Okay, that was the last pick. Literally the last pick. That could have been anyone.
Anyway, is there anything from this draft that stands out to you overall?
You know, just like last year, the depth at receivers still looks really good.
Yep.
There's a lot of depth at running back in the middle rounds, but it falls off a cliff after like the fourth round. So you still want to draft your running backs early.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I do think that it extends around for the running backs because I definitely think like after round, I don't know, man. I go all the way to the 6th round and I see guys that are okay. Like I would take Miles Sanders in the 6th.
Yeah, sure.
Kenneth Walker is not a great one, and then
okay. So, but after Miles Sanders to me, so 6'2".
Yeah, but
and those guys, you know, in a draft like ours, will probably go
PPR and PPR leagues is like a solid like mid-range RB2. So that's not horrible.
I don't like it.
But it's like you're talking about like Team 11 here. If you're watching on YouTube, had Devontae Adams, Stephen Diggs, Deontay Johnson in the first 3 picks.
And 0 RB strat.
They went Justin Herbert and then Marquise Hollywood Brown in literally the 5th round. And then their running backs are Tony Pollard and Miles Sanders. So that's what can happen to you. We had another team, 2 wide receivers to start, and then Kyle Pitts. But they have Josh Jacobs, A.J. Dillon, which is not horrible. But you see what happens here. Like Miles Sanders, you could get away with as a running back, and Josh Jacobs, you can get away with as a running back, right? Like you're totally fine there. But both of those guys drafted legit handcuffs as their second running back. So there's, I would say after the 6th round, there's a drop off, and you can't get like guys like Cordero Patterson blows to me. Like I hate that draft pick, but if you're going 0 running back, that would be a guy that would target in the 7th round.
Which is disgusting,
it's gross. But I mean, that's if you're going 0 running back, that's what you got to get. But yeah, no, I like the guys in the 4th round. I like the guys in the 3rd round. I like the guys in the 2nd round. So there's some space there for you to draft more than there was last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the chances of getting a top tier wide receiver like Kupp, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, somebody like that, in years past, you've been able to get them by late 2nd, early 3rd in some cases, and this year you're just not. So if you don't draft a running back early, it's just going to be a conglomerate of breakout picks that you hope turn into really good players.
Right. Yep.
So that's why like Rick and I both have the same. You get the 2 running backs. I drafted 3, but then it's like Rick 5 straight wide receivers. If you didn't take Jerry Jeudy, I would have gone 5 straight wide receivers. So, or maybe 6 straight. Yeah, that's 6 straight.
It's because like you got Brandon Ayuk at 9-2. I love that value, you know, and you can get those types of players 7th, 8th, 9th round.
Right,
so.
And there's even some guys that are in the later rounds that you can snag.
Russell Gage, I think at 11-2.
And honestly, so the last thing
Tony,
I'll say,
Gallup.
Say it again. Oh, Gallup at 10-9. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Sky Moore at 10-1 is not bad either if you want to try to do what I said and get
Christian Kirk 10-2, baby.
Gross.
Give me Jahan Dotson in the 13th round.
The late rounds are very crucial because I notice when we do our home league or we do any other rookie draft. Oh, I did it again. Stupid rookie drafts, man. The redraft leagues. I notice a lot of times the teams that come out of that draft have really bad benches. And they might hit on one guy, maybe if that, and it's usually like a 9th round pick. But people just give up once they get their starters, and then like once you get to the 10th round, it's just like people are like, "Oh, I like this guy," and they're pretending they know what they're talking about, and it's like you honestly can win drafts in the late rounds because I've drafted like last year I drafted T. Higgins between rounds 10 and 15 or something like that. Maybe it was not Higgins, maybe it was the year before that for Higgins, and then he ended up being good, and people are like, "Oh, what do you want for Higgins?" And I'm like, it's just you have to.
Last year my team blew, but I think I took Antonio Brown in like the 9th round, and so that ended up helping a lot.
If you build your bench late properly, it can pay dividends. So anyway, rant done. Anything else you want to
say? No, I think that's about it. Solid draft.
Okay, there you go. Mock draft 5.0. It says 4.0 on the YouTube screen if you're still watching. I don't know why. I literally changed the name. But anyway, hopefully you learned something from this draft. We'll do a lot more mock drafts as the season comes along. In just 2 weeks, we're switching to 3 episodes. So be sure to be there for that. We'll see you next week, guys.
See you.
Thank you for listening to the Fantasy Champions Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes and YouTube and follow us on Twitter @TheFFChamps.